everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studios, talking a little real estate. It's Saturday, it's UT homecoming game. UT Martin's in the house, playing the Vols. It's been a busy, busy week as everybody has enjoyed a great week. Isn't it great to be a Vol? I was told I can't talk too much about the Vols. Ryan, there's so much going on in the housing market, so many things to cover. But how about those Vols? How about those Vols? I mean, what a game last week. Thank everybody that came out to Vol Village and visited us. I think they said it was like 40,000 people that came through Vol Village. An amazing turnout. The fans were awesome. I mean, we just enjoyed our Saturday out there. Had a chance to meet Smokey a little bit. And as you know, this Smokey's retiring. So everybody come out to the game this Saturday. Probably listening to the show now. It's okay. You may catch us on a rerun. If you can't catch us live on the radio, of course, we're on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock, then Talk Radio on 92.3 FM at 11. We're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, a little TikTok, YouTube, and of course there you can catch us on iTunes and our podcasts, and now Spotify. So Nick's done a good job there getting us on Spotify. So pretty much everywhere you look for Real Estate with Ryan, we're right there for you, giving you the real estate news in the East Tennessee market. Hope everybody's doing great. A busy, busy housing market as we're closing in October. Hard to believe Halloween's around the corner, and then there's 2 months left of the year. Got a good show for you. You want to stay tuned. 10 things you must do to sell a home in a changing market. It's not a surprise that today the housing market's changing. Interest rates are pushing up above 7%. And there's a lot of things, nervous unrest in the economy as a whole. And so as we go into election year, we'll talk about things we need to do as a seller and as a buyer, some opportunities out there to get your property under contract, and know that buyers are looking now more than ever. Inventory is still under 4,000 homes on the market, under 4,000, I think 3,900 and some change, which is relatively a healthy market. I think once we get through midterms, we'll be approaching the holidays, and hopefully we'll be right into the first part of 2023. That's right, 2023. Isn't that hard to just imagine the year 2023? This year has flown. And before we kind of get into the show, when I get to rumbling and rambling, I got some congrats and some great clients to thank, and some new listings and some new price improvements. So we'll start with that. New listing 3054. Bridgewater Boulevard out in Morristown. Make sure you check that one out. New listing. 142 Ocalino. Is Ocalino? Pretty close. You know it's in Tellico, those names out there. And we got a new price improvement on that one. Make sure you check that out. 469. Really great property. Rancher. Great community. Seller just made a price improvement. Hopefully to be under contract by next week. 820 Middle Creek Road. Price improvement. And then 8934 Pleasant Hill Road, price improvements. Congratulations to 178 Emerald Point out of Rockwood, under contract. Record time, about 20 days on the market. Spencer Drive, under contract. Congrats. 1070 Alpine Drive, Unit 102. Congrats. And then our friends that are on Colossal Lane out in Coreyton, congratulations. 312 Northview Drive in Straw Plains, congratulations. Duncan Lane. Good long client of ours, several years running. Beautiful lot out in Anderson. Put that under contract and just closed. Congratulations. Great friends out there in Webster Drive. Congratulations on a wild transaction, but we got it to the finish line, and so happy to be with you guys the other day in closing. Excited about your journey, and excited to help you guys in the future, okay? And then 907 Paint Rock Ferry. Great client there. What an exciting time working with him. And we appreciate all your efforts and so many more, but we'll kind of jump into the show. So we can see we've been busy. The market's changing. What do you do, Ryan? I get this all the time. Well, I'm thinking about pulling my home off the market. Well, that's an opportunity. But I think what you'll find now is now more than ever, we have people that are relocating across the country. I can't tell you the amount of people that came up to us at Vol Village from Texas, California, and all different places across, that their kids are going to UT or they're relocating and they have family members that are here. And so you got to think about that. If they're going to relocate here, you got to be on the market to sell to them. You got to have a great property to show to them. So, yes, the rates are up a little bit, but also some price adjustments you're seeing across the market. So houses are more affordable now. Across the country, there's different pricing, but we will see in East Tennessee as a whole, you will see probably a variation between 7 and 9%. Okay, still, that's a loss of some equity, but on the buying side, we're having more opportunities. Buyers actually have an opportunity now to get in front of the property and make an offer, which we talk about that as you listen to the show, not the first time. That has been a challenge. I had one of my employees here. We were looking for a home for them, and it was challenging. I think it was almost over a year. It was a long period of time, and it was not easy. It was very frustrating, and especially as that first-time buyer, if you're looking for something, you can almost get discouraged and think I may continue to rent for a period of time. But that's not always the right move. We know that housing in the real estate market is one of the best investments you can make, and over a history course of owning real estate, it's going to hopefully, knock on wood, appreciate, and it's done well. And there's something beside just the financial benefit. Tell everybody when you're buying or selling real estate, it's not just the house, right? It's just not just numbers. Some of my millennials go, ROI, Ryan. I need that ROI. I'm like, okay. It's not always that, right? And I think as you evolve and you get more mature, I've got kids and I've got little ones, and it's those memories and family memories that you make at that house. And that's what it's all about. Homeownership is at an all-time high still this year, and we continue to see that in 2023. But let's talk about a couple things that we may do. All right. Say, well, Ryan, I'm thinking about selling, or I'm putting the home on the market, but I'm concerned about the market. Valid point. Nobody has a crystal ball. But if you're going to put the home on the market, there's some things that we can do to separate yourself, your property, not only go in the market like some of our great clients have just announced, but go pending in just a couple weeks. So we're doing that all the time. I think the first thing that there's many changes to the housing market in the last 2 years. We've been through a great ride, and that the opportunities now is getting back to more of a conservative level market, which I think is very, very healthy, and it has to come at some point. So with the housing market, it's one of the first things you want to talk about. And one of the 10 tips that will help you is timing's everything. Timing is everything. If you're looking for an investment property and just happen to find the right deal at the right time, you make a lot of money. Happens that a property came on the market, for whatever reason, that deal fell through, could be inspection, could be job transfer, and all of a sudden, you happen to have that cell phone out, or your agent called you, gave you a text. Hey, 123 Main Street's back on the market, Ryan. I want to go see that. And guess what? You end up living there 15 years and you find the dream home. But guess what? If you weren't in the market looking, didn't have a great agent behind you, and all those things in that timing coming together, you could have missed your forever home. So that's a big thing. Timing's everything. Low inventory is at a price point. Obviously, you can watch the market and then keeping eyes with inventory changing. Within the last 4 or 5 months, we've seen several hundred homes pick on the market. We know that from now, October to December, is a slower point of the year. We have the holidays as we come into the point. But one of the biggest things that I want to encourage people and understand that even though the holidays are the slowest part of time, it is the most heavily trafficked for job transfers. And the amount of business that we have relocating across the country and our marketing that reach. I want to jump on here. We'll throw a little Vols thing. Did you know that the CBS game against Alabama, yours truly, Hometown Realty, was in there, had 11 million? 11 million views. So we're advertising out there for everybody to come to East Tennessee. What's better to be on CBS with 11 million views? Like, hey, honey, I think I might look good in orange. Let me call that guy over there. But isn't that what it's all about? Inventory's low. A lot of people are relocating. Got to be on the market. We know that even with the fall times, we're going to approach this January market right around the corner. So timing's everything. But I think as a seller, timing's important. And why it's important is that when there's less competition, and we're low competition, you have an opportunity to stand out. Where the spring market, you got 2 or 3 homes in your neighborhood. Well, guess what? The market's going to be set by your neighbors, and so you may have to adjust the pricing. Number 2, buyers won't move in ready. As the market changes now, a lot of people are not looking for projects. A lot of clients that we have, past clients, One in particular we were talking about this morning where they had the whole basement. There was an investment property, and you had to go and redo the whole investment. And we had the mindset thinking that we were back in a year ago's market and that the buyer would just come in there and do all that work. Buyers are not doing that. So we have to price our homes appropriately for that. And buyers are steering away from big projects because what? It's hard to find labor, hard to find construction costs, or astronomical. Look, stay with us. We're coming into a break.
Success is achieved on the practice field. This is where I perfect my craft. It's hours of preparation to ensure that I am game ready.
Real estate's no different. It takes preparation and a solid game plan to achieve the best results.
Whether you're watching a game
or buying or selling a home, trust your hometown experts.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, coming back from a break. Sorry, that was short-winded. The time came on me pretty quick there. See, I have fun with you guys. Before you know it, it's time out, a little halftime, back in the show. Before we do our vol update, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And you may be catching this on a rerun. It's totally fine. I know you may be watching the game or not, but I thank you guys all throughout the year for following us. We were just awarded Best of Knoxville here recently, last week, and we thank you for only as a company and individually. It means the world. A lot goes into these podcasts and radio shows and TV commercials and a lot of things that we do, and our team works diligently and very hard. I got some of the best people in the real estate market in all East Tennessee. And the biggest thing we say, well, Ryan, what separates you guys from the big box companies or the bigger stores? And I would say, well, you know what? There's a lot of great agents and companies out there, but our core philosophy and what's grown us over the years is it's just about people, great people helping you, make one of the biggest investments you're going to make in your life, sell. We always have that fun part. If you look to our page and our website, it's where everybody's taking pictures and it's, there's selfies or whatever, but it's the memories. It's kind of like what we talk about real estate. It's the memories that you're going to make. And, we have some wild stories. We could go, as we go to the holidays, we may make a show of some of the stories and things that go on in the real estate market that you guys don't really get to see, and you kind of get to laugh and some of our great clients. But we want to thank you guys, for voting us, listening to us. And maybe you've never worked with us, but you're open to doing that, or maybe you referred a friend. But just listening to us on the radio, we appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I know it means the world to us, April, and everybody at the company. So we really want to say thank you guys so much for all that you do. Thank you for listening to us, and thanks for voting for us. And, follow the Vols, little tickets, having a good time, okay? Let's get back into the show. So we were talking about 10 things you need to do in a changing market. So it's a changing market. So we talked about, before I went into break, number 2. What? Buyers want move-in ready condition. Oh, sorry. Got to do vol update real quick. Make it real quick. 60-second drum roll. All right, we got it. Ready? All right, vol update. You know what's going on today. Homecoming, UT Martin in the house. Outstanding win last week against Alabama. Undefeated, number 3 in the AP poll. Hopefully looking for today, again, another big win in-house. Retiring Smokey, I believe he's 13. Had a chance to meet him. Me and April got a little picture. If you haven't seen that, check us out on Facebook. It was a great opportunity to meet him. And going to have a great win. And looking forward to a busy season. And for you guys to get off this fall update, make sure you follow and like our page. We've got all kinds of tickets and giveaways, so make sure you do that. And that is official 60-second Vol update. All right, proud sponsor of the Vols. All right, back to it. Let's see. All right, so we'll talk about move-in ready. and why move-in ready is important. We had our great client that we're talking about in the first part of the show, and that opportunity on moving in, buyers just not looking for a project. Millennials not looking for a project. Construction costs, good luck finding people. We're struggling with that with everything that we do right now. Finding people, showing up on time, pricing exorbitant, right? That's just kind of the market that we're in. I think we're going to phase out of that soon. I think we're going to see a little bit of that dip. But right now it's where we're at. So if you want to get a construction project going on or do those things, you have to think about that when you're making a purchase in today's market. Are you up to be handyman? My wife, I'll say handyman. You'll be handyman. Handy Mandy around the house, which I'm not, but nor around the office. So do I want a big project, Ryan? And then I'm wondering if I could even get the job done. So it's things we're thinking about. As a seller in today's market, you got to have a great agent in your corner and talk about the strategy of how we're going to market it. Yes, the basement, tremendous space, but is that priced accordingly? And then how much in today's market where you think it's 30 or 40, but 30 or 40,000 turns into 100,000. And Ryan, I'm managing that from 7 states away. So you can see the buyers now have what? They have some more options. They have more selections. And as the inventory increases, things like that may not always be an advantage. When inventory is dramatically low and there's nothing on the market, it's kind of like buyers. What are you going to do? My wife was like, what are you going to do? You got to take it. It is what it is because that's the inventory in the market. That's also the reverse psychology with listing in the fall and winter seasons. There is limited homes. I talk about some great clients of ours, luxury clients that we sold excess of over $1 million. It was in October. October is just our favorite month, really is. And they were unsure with the timing, right? It was a relocation deal, but we sold it in just a couple weeks. And it was because the limited competition wasn't on the market. A lot of guys packed it up. Holidays, we're doing holiday party, Christmas party, Ryan. And guess what? We're able to get that sold. So if you're not on the market, don't have the inventory available, and buyers have to make a selection, and rentals are really not an option because that's far and few between, then we need to be on the market with the right pricing and the right marketing that's reaching across the states. You want to watch inventory. And one of the biggest things that we're going to watch in today's housing market will be new construction. Uh-oh, Nick, fumble. We dropped the fumble. Good catch. See? So you like that? That's a good catch, huh? Live on the set here. Little fumble. But you got to watch the housing market. You got to watch the new construction market. And with that being said, what are we going to do with the new construction buildings? I'm watching new construction in our backyard just take off. And a lot of these sites that they've planned to build or have certain lots on them, builders are already committed to those lots. You know, I watched a new construction build, believe it or not, in Arizona. I watched them cut the price $200,000 in a blink of an eye. I almost had to go look it up to see, I saw it on social media just to really make sure that was correct. So we're going to watch inventory, and our biggest factor is going to be our new construction. Kind of that old saying, the builders have a lot higher margin than the average seller, probably, especially if they have large products, special financing, different things like that. Start watching our inventory with our new construction. If builders start having more competitive commission for the agents, closing cost incentives, all kinds of buy downs. We're seeing buy downs very popular right now. A lot of the sellers and builders are doing buy downs, allowing you to buy your interest rate down a couple points to make rates more affordable. Watch that, what's happening, especially in our luxury market. Those are big things to watch for. And competing when you're putting your property on the home on the market. So when you're putting your home on the market, new construction as a whole is always usually that we call something in our market the highest price per square foot. We just take the price of the house and divide it by your square footage, and that's basically your price per square foot. May or may not include land, but you can do it several different ways. But the price per square foot should come into play with all your options. Did you get your granite, your custom cabinets? Maybe you did some tile backsplashes or custom tile showers, or you could just go into elaborate different things, but you want to watch those. But if you start seeing, really with all the bells and whistles on the new construction and they're changing prices. On the resale model, we have to keep an opportunity and watch that. Watch interest rates. Obviously, rates have risen a little bit, but as we talked about, we've been very popular with some buy down rates, 3-1 ARMs, 2-1 ARMs, opportunity to get buyers in the marketplace with a lot of people feeling that the rates are going to change in the next year or two to the better. Fannie Mae came out last week, and said that they projected the interest rates to be somewhere in the low 4s, mid 4s, first quarter of the year. So that's why some of the buy downs are a good opportunity. The limit on personal property and tax deductions has impacted the luxury market. Just sold a luxury property, and the guy wanted all the furniture. He wanted the furniture, wanted the mower. And it's like, and we're not in the personal property business, my friend. I mean, he wanted the kitchen sink. But anyway, we worked it all out. But remember, if we're getting into that, you could only deduct $10,000. So that's what kind of really rose to the occasion. So, hey, you're limited at $10,000. Then you're just losing money. So keep that in mind. School districts really, really matter. Kiddos are very, very important. So if you have hot school districts and things like that, make sure you're checking those out. Make sure it's available on your website. Make sure you're letting buyers know about the school districts and promoting certain scores that would help them, especially our out-of-state buyers. New age of surveillance. We don't talk about this. When you're going to look at a home, you come show a property, shh, don't say anything. Hey, don't tell them you're going to pay full price. Don't tell them how much you love it. Why? Because they may be watching you. Definitely don't say anything negative. Don't be too negative, because then they might not accept your offer. Like, Ryan, it smells like dog. Keep that to yourself. The millennials, we talk about that, how important it is to make sure that we have our house ready, marketed, and understanding that big projects may not be where you want to be. Taking photos that are presentations, always about marketing. Get your walkthroughs are very, very important. And when in doubt, just let us handle it all. We take care of it. We do it time in and time out on over 100 plus properties a year. Hope you enjoyed the show. Go Vols. And always, if you need us at 693-SOLD or ryancoleman.org. We'll see you next week.